Hello, today I'm going to cover, I'm going to answer this question a little bit with the little time that I have here. How do you know the difference between information channeling from outside rather than from your own mind? How would someone know the difference? And I think what this person means is, how do you know you're channeling guidance from your higher self versus another source? And I don't think this person means like another entity. I think this person means, how do you know it's your higher self versus like external circumstances? So first of all, I made a drawing here from, I do other videos on this, okay, about how this happens, but this is a little baby. When we're born, we come in with our natural connection to source, to our higher self, to our guides. We have it. And a lot of times people say it's our imagination. Like when I was little, I used to talk to my guides. I channeled a group of cosmic beings. Started about 4 years ago. They were with me when I was a kid, and I was told when I shared that with other people, I was told I was lying and I was making it up. So I got rid of them, and then they came back, and now I'm channeling them and helping share messages for the collective. But we're born with our innate gifts and abilities and our connection to source. But when we're see, this baby is connected to their soul. This is a soul. Here, these bright lights. This baby's connected to its soul. But from the time we come out of the womb, we're being told who we are and who we're not. So we're told, stop imagining things, stop lying, like I already shared, right? And so then we become a child, 2, 3, 4 years old, and we're listening to first our parents, right? Our parents tell us, and this parent is representing our external system on this planet, right? First of all, I had to write backwards for this to show up, so excuse my writing. This is written backwards on my end. So the education system tells us who we are, right? Pay attention, sit still, don't lie, don't imagine anymore. We let go, we disconnect. See, this person is not as connected. This child's already starting to disconnect from his higher self-guidance. And in place, we have new programs are installed through education, the media, religion, and Hollywood, right? So this parent or caregiver is sharing the things that they've learned with this child. And then this child gets into school and it continues to be perpetuated. My guides tell me, I do a whole series on this, the 4 main pillars that are collapsing around the globe. Western meds, man meds. I have to be careful what I say here because I'm already getting censored. Man meds, political systems, banking and finance or financial systems, and education. And they say the education is the most corrupt because they come in when we're super young. We know that we establish who we are and our beliefs about the majority of our beliefs about the world by the time we're 7, I believe. So this little person's hearing from their caregivers, who also heard from their caregivers, who also heard from their caregivers, what these systems want us to know, right? And so we learn to hear and discern at the external noise more than the soft nudges that we're born with, okay? So we learn to hear those external, what we hear, what we see, right? That's forced in our faces, and we kind of lose touch of our connection with our higher self. Now, our senses, the senses that we are born with that connect us to our higher self are called clairsenses. Okay, look these up. Go online and look these up. There's great places where people talk about these senses. These are the ones where we need to reestablish, okay? There's now there's names for these, like clairaudience, claircognizance, etc. But there's the ability to see. That's with your third eye. We have the ability to hear, which is how, when I channel these group of cosmic beings, I see it in my third eye, I hear them, and I feel them in my chest. It's very soft. I had to learn how to hear and see them because I was trained to pay attention to the external noise, which is much louder than these quiet nudges, okay? There's the ability to just know. Have you ever met someone and gone, ooh, I don't really feel that great about that person? Or you met someone and said, I feel really drawn to this person. That's a knowing. I just had a client yesterday who tells me that when she's in the real estate business, and when she goes into homes, she can feel if the energy has been negative there. That's a knowing, right? And a feeling, but thinking. This is outside of what our senses are. We have the 5 senses that we know about. These are in addition to that, okay? Emotion, which is empathy, I think. I have it pulled up here because I don't know the names of them. But the emotion, do you feel other people? Like I'm an empath, and when I was a kid, I just am now learning later in life the last 5 years, how to determine whether what I'm feeling is mine or someone else's. I would feel other people's feelings. And it was very, very overwhelming for me. It was very confusing because I wasn't taught that this was something that happens, and I had to learn on my own what was going on, which took me decades, right? You can feel I have now. I know this one myself because I realized several years ago when I started channeling, I also am a medium. I don't advertise this or market this because I don't really bring this into my work. I choose not to for the most part. But I have felt spirits, the souls, the spirits of people who have passed. I was with some friends and they were talking about their mother who had passed several years ago, and all of a sudden I saw her. She was speaking to me and I felt her grab me, okay? Nobody could see any of this. This is a clairsense. So feel and touch, there's a difference here. Look them up. Smell and taste. So there's people who can taste or smell things that other people cannot. Okay. Other dimensions. Again, we're trained to only use our 5 physical senses in this life. So how do you know when you're, when the difference between, outside information versus, or when you're channeling, like your higher self, etc., versus maybe it's external, or third dimensional information coming in? You know, for one, this is a quick lesson, but you know if it's one of these soft senses, if nobody else can hear it, right? If it's a feeling that you have that you don't know where it came from, if you maybe hear, if you think, I don't know why, but I feel like I should call this person, or I don't know why, but I feel like I should go buy that person coffee, or I paid for people's groceries behind me. I get the nudge to do things like that. That's how you know. If it's soft and it's barely imperceptible to start, then you know it's from your higher self guidance, okay? In ways that you can connect, that you can start hearing this guidance or feeling this guidance more, is in nature. My guides tell me all the time. I help clients with this all the time. They always say get out in nature, because our everything is energy, and if we're cooped up in an office or a home all day, our energy, especially if we're in low vibration, if we're in fear or anger, or we're in a hurry, or we're anxious or worried, that creates a density, and it's hard for us to hear or feel or use our senses to receive higher guidance. Nature cleanses us. Okay. Body, are you eating a lot of fast food, a lot of preservatives? Are you putting in clean, fresh fruits and vegetables, meat that hasn't been, clean meat? And what are you drinking when you put in your body? Our body is an antenna. Okay. Literally an antenna connecting you to your higher self. When your body is clean, this is why they used to put fluoride, I think they still do, in the water. It's to calcify our pineal gland. Go do research on that. This disconnects us from our higher self. Remember when we were kids? When I was a kid, it was all about the fluoride. It calcifies our pineal gland. There's a reason why they're pushing that. Okay, so what are you eating and drinking? What kind of music are you listening to? Are you listening to Hollywood music, which is literally created to suck your energy and your belief systems? Or are you listening to high vibe music? Your life choices, your relationships, and your career. What is your reality? Is your reality bringing you a lot of anxiety and worry and fear? That's going to disconnect you from your higher guidance. So this is how you can start using or feeling and leveraging your clair senses. But the guidance is going to come in soft. It's going to be a soft nudge. And usually, again, you have to remember that we have all been trained to hear and see with our 5 senses on purpose to disconnect from our higher self. So you have to train those senses to come back. So how do you know if you're getting information from your higher self or not? It's going to be in a soft nudge. Go do research and then practice in meditation and nature, if you can. Practice asking your higher self a question. Should I leave this job or not? Is this job going to bring me joy? Should I leave the relationship? What types of things will bring me joy? What am I supposed to be doing in this life? Ask it questions and see what comes in. Do you feel information in your heart space? That's where I feel it when I'm channeling. Do you see an image? And this takes time to practice and hone this in. Because when I first started channeling, I had to practice this stuff. Do you hear a soft nudge? How do you receive it? And you have to practice so that you can strengthen those muscles back that have been atrophied since birth. Okay, I hope this helps. I would love to hear your questions and comments. Drop them below. I'll be teaching more about this down the road. I'm going to be creating a membership community where part of it will be teaching people and helping you practice these so you can get back to the gifts and talents that you were born with that have been away from all of this since birth. So love to hear you below. Everything I share is channeled, but I have to say it's for fun and entertainment. Thanks for being here. See you in the next video.